In this portion of the video, I'm going to show you how to further operate the machine. A couple of things that I want to talk about here is, first and foremost, since this has a universal motor, you are going to get an audible signal as this thing starts to work. So you will hear the motor whine, and it's fine. When you hear the tone of that whine change, that means it's getting stuck into something. It could be a 90 or a bend. It could be that it's going through mud or dirt. It could be stuck in an obstruction. So, as we navigate through this, just pay attention to the tone of the machine, and it'll teach you quite a few things about what you're going through as well. Also, what we're going to do is we're actually going to run the machine in reverse to get around a bend that we know is here. The reason for this is you really shouldn't run the machine in reverse when you are trying to clear an obstruction. What you use a reverse for is to jog it out of something where it's stuck, or to go through a difficult bend, as we're going to do here, or things like that. But don't clean the obstruction with the machine in reverse, because you can snap the cable. So here we go. We're going to make sure that our feed knob is out. I'm going to grab some cable. And as I said before, you want that in the drain to make sure that you're not going to get hurt, or that anybody's going to get hurt. Make sure your work area is clear. You have your gloves on, you have your safety equipment on, and here we go. So I'm going to put the machine in forward. And I'm going to step on the foot switch. It's going to get quite noisy, so we'll work through it. All right, so right here, I'm at that point where I need to get it to go in a different direction. So I'm going to put the machine in reverse, and I'm going to jog the machine. And take a little bit of cable out as well. Okay. Now that I've gotten through that, I'm going to go ahead and put the machine in forward and continue to run it. Okay, so we've reached the obstruction, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to do this manually. Once again, I'm going to back off the feed knob, okay, and I'm going to run the machine manually. Again, it's going to get noisy, but pay attention to the tone of the machine, and you will hear when it winds down, okay? That means that it's actually trying to work. Also, something that needs to be noted here is we're using one of the more popular cables. This is a 3/4 inch intercore cable, so it has a wire rope inside. The farther out this cable is, the longer it's going to take for it to actually become effective at the tool. Why? Because it has to actually wind the cable up and tighten itself around that inner rope. So it's going to take a couple seconds to do. The farther out you are, the longer that's going to take. So let's say that we've already cleaned the obstruction out, and now we're going to bring the cable back. So I'm going to put this in the retrieve position, turn the machine on. Okay, I felt the cable spring back at me a little bit, which means it pushed itself out of the trap. So I'm going to loosen the feed knob. At that point, it doesn't really matter what position that's in as long as this feed knob is backed out. And I'm going to pull the cable back. Making sure that A, you don't have your foot on the switch, and B, that you have full control of what's going on with the cable.